I'm Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Seamaster Professional 300 meter stainless steel quartz. You can see this stainless steel quartz diver and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally full pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this watch is very much the size, the shape, the proportions, and the character of the great Bond Seamasters of the 1990s. In fact, the very first of that line, the Seamaster Professional 300 used in GoldenEye in 1995, was also a quartz like this one, so it has a legitimate claim to being a Bond watch in the truest sense. 41.5 millimeters across the round of the case, not including helium valve, crown, or crown guards. The watch is nice and slim, 12 millimeters thick. It has a nicely sloped bezel and domed sapphire such that you can easily slide this one underneath a tight sleeve or dress cuff. The helium valve provides absolutely no hang-up. It's nicely tucked in so it doesn't interfere. Now from lug to lug, there are two ways to measure the span of this watch. There is the actual lug to lug, in which case you'll get a measurement of about 47.5 millimeters. But if you measure the solid end link of the bracelet on each side, you get a little bit more span that increases the visual size of the watch, 53 millimeters extremity to extremity. Now the watch has good heft. Eyes closed, you can't tell that it's a quartz. It's just as heavy as the mechanical. Structurally, nothing changes. It has the same beautiful 5-link bracelet, alternately brushed and polished. It's still as gorgeous as it was when it first debuted in the 1990s, and the clasp is still built just as well. Gorgeous engraving on the exterior with satin finish. It's all milled out so it feels as though it were hewn from a single ingot of stainless steel, and it retains one of the absolute best dive extensions in the business. Very sturdy. It's not just for dive suits, it's also for thick winter coats and for thick sweaters. Very practical if you live in northern climates in the United States. Now there are a few elements that have been upgraded versus the original Bonds, most notably the all-applied indices on the dial. They bear large plots of superluminova and they are highly polished around their periphery. It's a gorgeous aesthetic that really creates a more upscale look than the very first printed dial Bonds. Also note, you still get the Seamaster wave pattern on the dial, but it's muted with this dark treatment. Now there are some small shocks of red to animate the dial, the Seamaster script at 6 o'clock, and of course the seconds hand. Now Quartz does have its privileges. This diver still rated to 300 meters, still featuring the helium release valve for use in exotic gas environments such as diving bell. And of course still with those gorgeous skeletonized hands, still with the unidirectional rotating bezel, just as crisp as ever, sounds great, and it feels just as good under the fingers. But here's the thing. With Quartz, when I say it has its privileges, I mean accuracy above and beyond any mechanical chronometer. And with a 42-month power reserve, this isn't one you have to worry about winding before the dive. Now it also has some refinements that you might not expect. Underneath the case back, which is the more deluxe hippocampus rather than the smaller engraved unit seen on the earlier Bonds, sits what Omega calls the caliber 1538. It's a 6-jewel based on the ETA 255461, so 6 jewels, traditionally watchmaker assembled, watchmaker serviced. It'll last a lifetime just like any mechanical movement, but when I remove the crown to make adjustments, you can see one feature that the chronometer lacks, which is a travel time hour adjustment, such that you can set the hour hand backwards or forward as you're traveling without stopping the beat of the seconds or the advance of the minute hand, such that you can rapidly correct as per your time zone without altering the performance or precision of the watch with respect to time telling. Now it's also the means by which you advance the date, 2 circuits around the dial to jump the date disc. And although not mechanical, it does feature hacking seconds. So when I pull the crown to extremity, I do hack the watch and I can now set precisely to a known accurate reference time. Although as a quartz watch, this is more likely to act as the accurate reference time for your collection of mechanical Omegas. You can see this Omega Seamaster Professional 300 meter in quartz and purchase it on our website.